Welcome to the morning shoot around on the Athletic NBA Daily YouTube feed. We're live on YouTube. If you are listening on the podcast feed, we're live on YouTube. This is brought to you by eBay, everybody. Okay, with me, I'm Andrew Schlecht. With me, Dave DuFour, sitting in an analyst chair. Pretty sweet.
Yes.
We got Zena, Keita. Peace sign. We also have Baraheni.
This is also a podcast. We should
Also
talk.
a podcast.
Like we should say
Hello,
hi.
everybody.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know why we're like assuming this. Yes.
I know, and
We forgot how to
were
do our jobs immediately.
We were also just fired up right before.
I know. Yeah,
went
we got all
live.
quiet. It's like when the teacher is doing, announcements.
Mhm.
Guys, Jeff Green should be retired by the.
All right. Yes, please.
That's
Thank
what
you
I was
for
talking
repeating
about
that.
earlier.
S. That's
I
why
got
we were fired up,
Yes,
guys. Okay. And you made the point that Nick Collison's up there, and so we should lower the bar.
Okay.
Is really what the point you're making.
That's
Nick
not what
Collison played there for 45 years, man.
He's
You know what I
also
mean? Like,
still with the
He
organization.
basically
so-
helped build the arena.
He was
That's the-
sitting
that's the
there
difference.
with Steve. It was really cool. There was a moment where I'm courtside before the game, and it's Nick Collison, Steven Adams, and Isaiah Hartenstein all sitting there together, like chatting. And it's like three eras of like Thunder big
of
right
white
there.
big men. Yes. that is
Nick,
true.
Nick Collison, but the whole Nick Collison thing.
Isaiah Hartenstein's technically mixed.
Yeah,
so-
right. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But the Nick Collison thing is kind of funny. But yeah, Jeff Green, no chance. Jeff Green won't have his jersey retired for anybody. He's
But
been
this is
around so much.
look,
that
but
would
this
be a
is
shame.
Systemic
Jeff Green is
issue.
not-
This is a systemic issue, guys. Look, the lowering of the bar for retiring jerseys, for who gets a statue. The statues we're overdoing it. I got to find out what the scam is on the statues. Who's
Listen,
making money on statues?
Who are you talking about?
I just mean we keep lowering this bar, and it feels like there's
Can I just
not
say something
everyone
about
gets
Jeff
into the
Green?
Hall of Fame. I
Okay,
understand that the NBA keeps lowering that bar too, but
Look,
we don't need to retire every jersey just because someone was there. Like James Harden, why would you retire James Harden's jersey in Oklahoma City?
You won't.
no, it'll be
Exactly.
Houston. It'll be
But
Houston.
no, but right. But what I mean is like that's the type of situation that we see all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It bugs me that it's not even that mediocre players, right? It's not about being mediocre or great. It's like used to be if you played a decade somewhere, you played 12, 15 years, then you got your jersey retired. Like it used to be difficult, and it was more than just being famous.
Mm.
Right. This is why Nick Collison, that's a throwback jersey retirement.
Yeah.
A guy who was like a role
Well,
player and
I
a
remember
sub role player who just
when
was
we
there
when
for a
we
long
did
time.
we did the questions for Oklahoma City during the finals. Everybody, all time Thunder,
Collison,
Nick Collison,
right.
Nick Collison. So they love him. They love him out there. I
But
don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's it's tough, right? Like the Jeff Green thing, I feel bad because your jersey's not already retired. When back in the day, that is all OKC could celebrate, right? Like Nick Collison was the original member of the new Thunder team. He like built the culture.
You're explaining Jeff Green right
was-
here.
But
You're
he was a
detailing
one-lifer.
Jeff Green.
I get that. But what has happened since that jersey has retired? They have won a championship,
Yeah.
right? And so I feel like now it sucks. Like Jeff, you should have been slid in before the championship because that would have been the standard. But the standard's been raised now. If
Listen,
you want your jersey retired, you need a little bit more there. And I just feel like Nick Collison, I don't want to say he got lucky by getting his jersey retired at the time that he did.
no, he's just
but
beloved. Yeah, he's just. beloved.
Yeah, he's beloved. He
Okay,
you know,
let
it's
me-
hard
let
to
me-
find a
let me
player that
shift
stays
it
with
to
one
this.
team.
I heard the broadcast yesterday, and I saw you guys talk about NBC. I thought they did great, but they were talking about where Kevin Durant's going to get his jersey retired / a statue. To your point, Dave.
Yeah.
Where do you
Nowhere.
guys? Anywhere? A Golden
No.
State, I feel like, is the likely.
No.
Candidate.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Out of
No.
all of them, Golden State makes the most sense, but I don't
to
know. if
me,
it-
the closest would be Oklahoma City.
no,
the closest.
No,
Yeah, yes.
no.
The
I don't
way
see
he
it.
Didn't
left, you
play
think?
anywhere else long enough. Period.
that's true. That's
He's
true.
been a mercenary. Essentially,
He has been a
since,
mercenary. It's true,
right?
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that as enough.
But is LeBron getting his jersey retired in Miami or
Now,
something along the lines?
I wouldn't be shocked if they did it. I personally don't think that he should
Gotcha.
because he was there for 4 years. But I expect the Lakers are going to probably retire.
Oh, they
LeBron's
must
jersey,
absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
And he's been fantastic.
He'll get a statue
right?
too.
And I will say this: like think about the bar. If KD's jersey was retired in Golden State, if the bar is you win 2 titles somewhere, that's not a bad bar. If you,
I think that's a
you
great
tell
bar.
me you
Yeah.
didn't play there very long, but you won a couple titles, you were a part of iconic teams.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you could twist my arm there, but definitely it takes that kind of special circumstance. Like,
Well,
I
Andrew,
just
like,
think that the bar is too low.
The reason
This is
I asked-
amazing opening day conversation. by
Yeah,
the way.
why not?
You got
We're
me
talking-
fired up.
Yeah. The reason I ask is because post game, Katie was like, "Oh, the booing is just like a fun thing they do. They actually show tons of love when I'm out in the street, and it's always love in between us." So is that because this reminds me of Vince Carter with the Raptors a lot, where 10 years had passed and they did this thing where he got booed to oblivion every single time he caught the ball. But then eventually the boos started to turn into, yeah, okay, we're kind of tired of this. And eventually it turned into cheers. I don't know if that'll ever happen for KD just because of the way that he left.
Yeah.
Vince Carter is similar in the way that he left and he got traded and whatnot. But it was just such a wild situation in 2016, the way that he left from OKC to Golden State, go to their rivals, go to a team that you lost to just now.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
As that officially counts as our Raptors minute, we can keep it moving.
I got you. Yeah, we can keep pushing. Yeah.
There it is. Shout out to the Raptors.
Officially, the quota has been
Yes.
checked.
We need
Thank
the
you.
stopwatch. Maybe like they definitely had like a Jurassic Park like watch or something back in the day, right? Like a stopwatch. We could get one of those.
That'd be sick.
Maybe we
That
can
would
find it on eBay.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, it's difficult because it's been 9 seasons, you
Yeah.
know, since KD left. It's been a long time.
You guys won a championship. Yeah.
KD keeps he's asking for this. So like that's his biggest problem is that he's consistently asking for this to happen. And I do agree with what he's saying. Like if KD is out and about around Oklahoma City, he's walking into a restaurant or something, I don't think people are going to walk up to him and be like, I hate you. Like you're the worst.
No.
People
He
will
was hugging babies the other day. Like,
People are way too scared to do that to anybody. To
but
be
as
honest
a
with you.
collective, absolutely,
part.
we will boo him. You know, like that will always. I think that will always happen. I think that how close they were, because there were several days in the city where it felt like it's finally going to happen. They're
Mhm.
finally going to win a championship. You know,
Yeah.
they're up 3-1 on the Warriors. This is going to be amazing.
Insane.
And in large part, with the way that Kevin played, they lost, and then he went and joined the team that they lost to.
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
decimated the franchise. And to like Sam Presti and the Thunder's credit, a lot of people thought, okay, well now the Thunder are going to die. You know, now this Thunder organization is going to die
Yeah.
because they just lost Kevin Durant. And they were able to get Paul George and Carmelo, who was in town last night, who also got cheered. By the way, like
Wow.
Steven Adams standing ovation, Serge Ibaka standing ovation.
Hell yeah.
It was very cool. It was very cool.
You block. That's
Serge
great.
Ibaka's hat, standing ovation.
Yeah, the hat was great.
How annoying would it be, by the way, if there was a 6'8" guy sitting in front of you with that hat at a basketball game, at an NBA game? You know how expensive those seats are? Oh,
Serge
man.
Ibaka,
And
another guy should get jerseys
like,
retired, by the way.
nicest guy, right? Like,
I like it.
It would be the worst. It'd be like, oh my God, is that Serge Ibaka?
Yeah,
I can't say anything.
sitting by
Awful.
Shea's brother last night, courtside. Just
Got to ask for a refund.
not too far from where I was sitting, but yeah. And then Kevin Durant just absolutely just ripped to shreds,
Mhm.
you know. But he asked for it, and he's getting it. And my assumption is that Kevin will get his jersey retired in Oklahoma City at some point. I think that will
Oh,
happen.
by the way, in the chat on YouTube, which by the way, if you're listening to this on the pod, come and hang out. We're gonna be doing these every week. Golden State apparently has already said they were gonna retire KD's jersey. So if that's the bar, you win 2 titles
Yeah.
somewhere, and you're like
Sure.
one of the
The
best
Finals
players.
MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If
I'll
that's
say
the
this.
bar
I'll
for
say this. What I don't know if
not
this is
Jeff
still up
Green.
because I haven't been up there in a very long time, but I do know that KD had his mural in Chase Center on the 3rd floor, like a massive mural. Now, I think Clay also had one and I don't know if it's there anymore. So they already was like, even after he left, like there was already love there. I'd be very curious if there's Warriors fans that have like, I haven't been up there in so long on the main concourse level. There was a massive KD mural. So that'd be interesting to see if it's still there.
He's definitely not getting one in Brooklyn, I'll tell you that. Or Phoenix.
Maybe they could do a mural of his big toe.
Oh,
I
mean, the shoe on the line.
Yeah. He definitely he goes into the Hall of Fame, right? It's a Thunder jersey, right? Or is it a Warriors jersey? It's one of those two.
Problem. He's made it to where he doesn't have a home.
Right.
And it's his own fault. Yeah. And he's got a
like did Barkley go into the Hall of Fame as what, a Sixer? Rocket?
I would assume a Sixer. But I actually don't
I would have assumed a Sun.
His story, other than obviously KD won titles and won Finals MVP and et cetera, but like the hopping around to different teams, that was very Barkley-esque to me, you know? And it's very reminiscent. And so when you think of Barkley, we just named 4 different teams, you know?
It's funny that you think of Barkley as like the guy hopping around at the end of his career. Because like I actually just don't even think about, you know what I mean?
I would have assumed the Suns. Like
that's like MVP there very long. Jordan year, right?
Yeah, but like
4 years.
They had the best record with like, I don't know. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Funny.
Wasn't he an MVP with the Suns?
Yes.
Yeah. 93, I think. 93.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Cool.
Yeah. Anything left over from last night that you guys want to chat about? I can't stop thinking about this Houston team and like what they're going to do. I think they're in a really interesting spot, and Alex and I are going to touch more on it on Saturday. But I just think like it's such a weirdo team that I think is going to go through a lot of ebbs and flows throughout the season, and I'm really curious to kind of see what's going to happen there.
There's not an easy bucket to be found, right? There's like the flow, right? There is no flow to their offense, and this is a problem that they've had, right? We talked a lot last season about Ime Udoka's offense and how they're you got to go beat your man 90% of the time, and it seems to kind of be that. But you don't have Jalen Green on the ball. Amen doesn't have the same handle. He doesn't have that. Like, he's an amazing athlete, but he's not as effective at getting by his guys in a position to score at this point in his career. And he's not great at organizing. I mean, there were a lot of times where if you watch, like, his lack of a shot really hurt them last night. They're able to sag into the paint.
That shot was so flat too. It was like a dart every time.
Hitting front rim, right? Everything is really short. You can see, like, I don't want to get too technical into the mechanics of shooting, but you can see where he's kind of thinking and trying to see the ball into the hole, like almost like he's trying to put it into the hole with his hands. And that's not how you actually shoot a basketball. But you can see he's just overthinking the shot a little bit. I mean, he's at his best when he's on the move, right? Like, they got to get a point guard. They got to get him off the ball.
They need a guard, man.
Having him, working the dunker spot is obviously it's an option, but like he could also attack from the wing up there. And I would like to see maybe, offensively, like, while they don't have anyone, just get more DHO with Şengün and with KD and get him moving that way. But the biggest problem that they had, they couldn't get the ball up the court. Right. It was beyond just the half court stuff. Getting the ball up the court against the Oklahoma City Thunder, which, by the way, that defense was amazing last night. But getting the ball up the court was such a struggle for them. Like, they were exhausted.
It's a tough competition. Like, it's a tough game to not have a ball handler. For OKC to be the first try at this of you being like, we do not have anybody to bring up the ball. Reed Shepherd is the only guy who's technically a point guard here. They need a guard. They absolutely need a guard, and I
think they need 2.
They probably need 2. Yeah, they need like a backup guard, and they need a lead guard.
Why stop there? Why not 3? I mean, a lot of teams have 3 guards on their team.
That's true. Yeah, they need. It's just. Can I just one more thing on this?
Yeah, for sure.
I thought for the most part, they found ways to survive on offense just because Kevin Durant's shot making was crazy. Zena, you mentioned it on the pod last night. Şengün was unreal. He's not, I mean, maybe he shoots like that, but he probably isn't shooting like that throughout the rest of the season. The other side of that is they were so big, and there are a few teams in the NBA, OKC is like this too, where their defense just provides them a window to stay alive in games. So I was watching the game. I'm like, how is this a 5-point game? It feels like it should be 10, 15, you know?
But wait, which way?
I thought it should be OKC. OKC should be up.
Okay.
Yes,
we're on the same page.
Yeah, we were absolutely on the same page. But
but
then you look at it, and Houston was just chipping away. I think they led at the end of the first quarter. Part of that was just like the slow shooting from OKC. But honestly, that's the type of games you'll see Houston play this year, where they are going to grind teams out. And it will be a lot of close games. Maybe Kevin Durant throws himself into like clutch player of the year conversations just because he'll have to lead them in those clutch situations so much. But yeah, I don't know. It's just their defense is so good. That'll provide them a baseline. How do they survive offensively? TBD. No idea.
What's so weird for me is that I really don't think much has changed. I literally feel like this is the Houston team from last year, and they now have a bucket getter in KD. Like the clunkiness of the offense felt very familiar. Not in the same way, right? You could call out the fact that they couldn't get the ball up the court. I mean, within the first half, you saw the ball get poked out 3 times. They were able to recover it 2 out of those 3 times, but it was still like, whoo, this looks like a one-on-one drill up and down the court. And I was already getting triggered thinking of college, having to go up against a guard trying to, guard me one-on-one up the court. It's incredibly difficult. And you saw Jabari Smith Jr. have to do that. You saw Amen Thompson have to do that. You saw KD have to do that. But once they got into the half court, this was a very particular team to have to try and play this style against, this big style against. Because you saw one of the number one things that they were doing in the first half, especially, they love that whoever's got the ball gets a screen on the wing. And then that person goes immediately into a Steven Adams ball screen that then Steven Adams sets a flare screen for Alperen Şengün. You do that hunting mismatches. The problem with OKC is they go switch on you and keep a body in front of you, or they're going to do so well of fighting under that screen. Or over that screen and being able to stick their body to you. So all I kept seeing was just like, there's no way for them to take advantage of the fact that they are 5 feet taller than the person.
Right. When Kayson Wallace can just body up on Alperen Şengün, right?
Guys,
like,
we have breaking news.
Oh no.
What?
I saw this.
S always somehow knows the breaking news as it's happening.
Mike, it says
no, this
Mike
is big. This is big. This is honestly
it's not
huge.
Amen.
Okay.
It's not Amen.
No.
Okay.
This is trivial as hell, but it's big news. The NBA will return to painting the Larry O'Brien trophy at center court and final script logos on the home team's floor of the finals starting this season.
Yeah, of course. We knew as soon as they digitally imposed it, once they were shamed into actually like adding some pomp and circumstances to the finals last year, you knew all this was coming. And by the way, the NBC presentation where it was presented to me, the NBA was presented to me like a sport.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Ruled.
It was incredible.
And NBC's football coverage is awesome. And so I had some high expectations for what the games would look like.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
There was a moment where
the Michael Jordan thing oversold.
No. Oh God.
It's amazing that anybody was
thinking it was going to be more than that. In between golf,
insane
and
useless, but the game looked great. I loved the desk with Maria Taylor. I thought her and those guys, they were having fun. Obviously the booth was good, but the presentation of the game, great. And I mean, it really felt like I was watching sports, which is great. We haven't had that the last few years. And I think with the NBA saying this kind of stuff, like this is what happens when you give that live feedback, Zena. Like we were talking about it last night. Like everybody's gonna have to be better about it because NBC, like they know how to do sports. They do the Olympics.
Oh yeah. Yep. You were put on notice from just the constant stream of feedback that was on social media. Like I honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was reading all of that and I was like feeling it in my soul for the ESPN crowd. Like they haven't even put on, anything. Of course, Amazon they have a floor, right? They can go blow this out of the water and we'll see what happens with them. But I'm looking at ESPN that clearly did this last year, and you're seeing all of this feedback. Like, your feelings got to be hurt. They're talking about people were saying the color on the broadcast was better.
It honestly was. It honestly was.
I don't know.
It looked great.
I gotta look.
Great.
I gotta look back. But
they got better
about
cameras
detail
at
to that
NBC.
level.
I will say this: score bug.
That's tough.
Let's decrease the score bug by about 75%.
I like the score bug.
Or about, excuse me, by about 25.
75%.
Excuse me, by 20. I need it to be 75% of the size. Take it down 25%. Excuse me. Just take it down just a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit smaller.
I think
this is ableism, Dave. This is
right?
ableism.
With NBC, it was like first of all, everybody loves the 1990s right now. So it was a perfect time for this to happen because the nostalgia is just like in everybody's bones. You know, everybody really misses the 90s, the neon lights and
the hidden temple at halftime.
Music.
We're going to get NAFTA 2. Is that what you're telling me right now?
Yeah, it's just I want them to lean into it more. And also the excitement is there. So if you see, I don't know, Jalen Williams was talking about how he was working on his left hand and everybody like Carmelo Anthony, all those guys were like, oh yeah, we saw that. You know, that's a level of excitement that just did not exist.
I thought that was great. Like all this, it was very much about the basketball, which was good, except I think there was like a fashion segment, which I made fun of, but it was very much about basketball, which was great.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to just push back on, the nostalgia stuff. Listen,
it's here, Dave.
The NBA is obsessed with its past in a way that is actually just not good. I mean, Michael Jordan hadn't played a basketball game that mattered since I was in college. And honestly, like that's for me, right? Like Michael Jordan being on TV at halftime is for 45 to 65.
Aren't all sports obsessed with their past?
Not in the same way, because
Aren't all people obsessed with their past?
Not in the same way, but there's this constant attachment at the hip to Michael Jordan. And like, even the interview was like, okay, yeah, if I could take a pill and play in the NBA, I think everyone would do that. Mike, great. This is awesome. I just don't get it. And I think that there's so many stars in the league right now that I could learn more about instead of, an old guy. And respectfully, the GOAT, but an old guy. I actually kind of liked when I didn't know anything about Michael Jordan. I thought that was cool when I was a kid. Guy was a mystery. He was like Batman, but the best at basketball. And now, like, again, like he's an old guy selling tequila on TV. So I do just think like, I would love to take the emphasis. Maybe it's Michael Jordan and like he's interviewing Anthony Edwards. Okay, that's cool. I like that.
I thought it was going to be something like that. I thought he was going to go inside the NBA or whatever.
But this nostalgia,
which I think he is, though. I think there is going to be a level of insight from him.
I think it's going to be him and Tarico with those really, really white shoes on.
I think they've already banked all of them.
Yeah.
He recorded this in 1 hour. And they're going to use it for 82 games.
They played a round of golf. They sat down. They knocked it out.
Yes.
But if there's going to be this constant nostalgia, like just showing me people's faces, like sport and celebrity, I understand. The NBA, that's what they like to do. But like showing me Patrick Ewing, how about Patrick Ewing with like, I don't know, Karl Anthony Towns or something in an interview? Like that's fun nostalgia. Give me that if you need to bridge the gap to the old guys like me. From the young guys that are playing now, but I would just rather, I don't know, man, I'd rather learn about the guys that are playing now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know. The culture craves this 90s nostalgia, right?
Yeah, they love it right now.
Baggy pants for crying out loud.
Baggy pants are back. Wearing some
I think that there's a business case for this. Like, I get what you're saying. And I actually really do love.
We're told we're craving the nostalgia for sure.
Well, from the perspective of we don't get to hear Michael Jordan in general, the people that like saw him play. Dave, you're talking about this is who you grew up with, etc. But think about what the NBA is trying to do internationally, globally right now. They're not only trying to expand their international footprint, they're also trying to extend out to the Gen Zs that have been hearing about this GOAT for so long, right? And they've established who their GOAT is of their generation. A lot of these Gen Zers are like, yeah, I love LeBron. Some of them are like, LaMelo's my GOAT. But they only know what people have said about MJ. And so it feels like you are talking to this ghost of the past. And because we don't have enough footage of what Michael Jordan says, we have tons of footage of what Shaq says, tons of footage of what Charles Barkley
Maybe
says.
too
But
much.
we don't know what
and see
right.
that's the
But we
thing,
don't know
right?
what MJ thinks about the game today. We don't know how he evaluates it. I was
We
actually
still
very
don't know.
curious.
He didn't say
Probably
much.
good.
He didn't. No. You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But there was also a point in that story that I resonated with. There is a kid that has
Mhm.
only heard from his parents or her parents about MJ,
Yeah.
and he's about to step up to the line to shoot a
Yeah.
free throw, and you're like, is he gonna make it? My
Mhm.
dad told me you're a Mount Rushmore. You are the GOAT. Are you gonna make this silly little free throw? And so I think that story in itself tells me the story as to why they're doing this. Like, let's talk to the guy that we've been talking about forever and see what he says about today's game.
And by the
Especially as
way,
he's been
Gen
established
Z,
as a standard.
Gen
Let me
Z
ask
right
you.
now, I can't believe I'm going to say this like I'm this older dude. But
Let's-
anyways,
I
Gen
can
Z
wait.
right now is so into 90s. You talked about the baggy pants. It's the like metallic
Yeah,
kind
Gen
of
Z
stuff.
loves it.
The
Yeah.
clothing, it's all there. It's in the
Absolutely.
When I
90s.
was
We
a
were
kid
back
in
in
the
the
90s,
90s now.
when
Yeah.
I was a kid in the 90s, a bunch of people got into the 70s because that's what their parents were.
It's
into.
cyclical.
I
It's
understand.
absolutely
Very cyclical.
But
Yeah.
it's also
Yeah.
it's also like you said, Zena, it's about business, right? Like they've made 50 Transformer movies because people my age grew up watching Transformers cartoons and buying those
Why do you
toys,
think
and they want us to
every
buy our
song is sampling old songs.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's
Everyone,
all
yeah.
yes.
So we're
Exactly.
sampling MJ right now.
Just
That's what we're
my
doing.
MJ
and
samples, baby.
and I will tell you, the sample sucked. It sucked.
There was
It was like worthless.
there was
I would have
uh,
please
Hey.
give me T Mac.
I
give
don't
me
I
Vince
don't disagree
Carter,
with this
give
that
me-
it sucked.
right? Give me
Yeah.
Mello talking about the game.
Yeah.
I would, and honestly, and I'll give those guys more credit. Because I think that they were super
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
The
If there was
post game,
anything that was a spectacle about this whole presentation, it was that portion. But I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
I am okay with that. For me, I actually
it was funny that it was sold
didn't hate
as
it.
something. Right. That's why I'm making fun of it. If it was just, hey, we're doing a series of sit downs with Michael Jordan, great. But calling it insight into excellence.
Yeah, I agree.
And next week it's going to be load management. What do you guys think Michael Jordan thinks about load management?
I think we know.
I bet you.
Wait,
give
did
me
I
a
miss
direct
that they
quote.
said that?
Yeah, they teased it for next week, and it's like, come
Oh, I
on,
completely
man,
missed
like
that.
I just don't get it,
You
right?
know,
Like,
back when I played, we played.
who's it for? Right? No, he said that
You know?
yesterday, right? Well, we were in the spirit of the game or
yeah,
something like that, and it's like
Yeah.
I would rather get some woo basketball mysticism in there than like Michael Jordan.
Bill
Doing
Wennington
the Last
broke his
Dance
finger.
Part 2,
And,
right? Like, which is what it's going to wind up being. Like, and Michael Jordan was the greatest. Like, no one even disputes it. But he's still like, we're still going to get it hammered home here. I just don't know who it's for. I don't know who it's for.
He sees LeBron doing mind the game, and he wants insight to excellence.
I mean, listen, NBC probably rolled out a fat stack of cash and was like, hey, MJ, give us an hour.
Yeah.
Let us put your name on all
Yeah.
this stuff.
You will
And
be
go
our
back to the
title
golf game.
sponsor for all tequila events at All
How
Star
many-
Weekend.
But how many people through the years have done that exact thing and he's actually said yes to it? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
they actually got him to say
Mhm.
yes, which I'll
Yeah,
give
That's what I'm
credit for it.
saying. That's
Yeah.
a spectacle in itself.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
was
kind of like
awesome. Yeah.
I don't want to call it a car crash. You don't want to turn your eyes from because it's not a car crash, but it's just like something that, regardless of how you feel about it, you're still like, what could he say? Like,
Yeah, I was kind of
what could come about?
locked in when I watched it.
I was locked in.
So this
I
is-
like
this
the
is-
story.
I'll give you this comp, okay? So Jay-Z, for example, a well-known rapper, obviously very, very popular.
Oh, are you about to ask
people's
me
goats,
lunch with
okay?
Jay-Z or $500,000?
No, it's
'Cause
kind
I'll
of like the
take
lunch
that
with Jay-Z
$500,000.
thing, though.
I'm good.
So everybody is like, obviously some people consider Jay-Z the GOAT, et cetera, et cetera. So when he never drops songs anymore, but if he were to drop a song today, everybody would be like, I gotta lock in. I
What
gotta
would he write a
listen to this.
song about?
Run
Hey,
it
I'm
back.
super rich.
Yeah, he's 55 years
Right.
old. He's going to talk about tax returns, but also at the same time,
Hold it.
He doesn't
people
know
want to
anything
hear
about taxes.
Jay-Z talk
That's
about
good.
tax returns. It's the same thing as Michael Jordan. It's the same
Too
thing.
rich to pay
That's
taxes.
a very
man.
good equivalent.
I
That's
like
a very
that
good
S
It is
set
pretty
up,
good, though.
set up that segment by or not segment, just set up the point by saying that Jay-Z is a very famous rapper, as if like you didn't know who he was talking to.
Well,
I just-
I
Listen,
understand
you
it.
know what? I like the inclusivity. Thank you for ensuring that
By the
no
way,
one was
Mike
left behind.
Weisberg said he just dropped 444. That
like
was
10
that-
years ago.
I was like,
Just
literally-
dropped.
That was a long time ago.
That was 2017.
He said a few years ago, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not bad. whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was super rich.
We survived a pandemic.
He had to
at least-
respond to
he had at
Lemonade,
least
but
2
that's a whole
yachts.
nother podcast, y'all.
There should
That
be
is
a 1 yacht
Whole
limit
nother.
on whether or not you can drop like an album, right? Like once you get that second yacht, what are you complaining about? What do you have that I can relate to?
Unless you're making yacht rock.
That's
Now, okay, a Jay-Z pivot to yacht rock I'd listen to that.
should be
Like,
locked in.
Could he? Does he have enough money to get
What?
Hall and Oates to reunite? They hate each other.
No.
Oh my
Which
god! I didn't know
sucks.
they hate each other. They make
Yeah.
great music though. They make
I know.
Okay. Hey, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll come back. We're gonna talk about what we're excited to watch for the rest of the week. And we're back after that quick break. Hope you guys have something new to think about. Jay-Z singing Yacht Rock. That's something I
Yes.
would have never thought of.
The
And
No,
thing
also,
just
about it,
producing
that
it, though.
AI could make that happen. Like,
Nah,
Oh come
I
on!
hate that for us.
look,
I do hate that for us.
I'll tell you, I believe that Allen Iverson is very talented, but I don't think he could do that. I don't think he could pull it off.
Fair enough.
all right.
The only AI that we recognize.
Nicely
Nice,
done.
nice
Nicely
dad
done.
joke there. I like it. I like
Okay.
it. Good stuff.
All right. So a lot of basketball to be played. We only saw 4 teams yesterday, and now we get to see a ton of basketball tonight. S, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to tonight or later in the week?
Man, I could pick any team right now. Most looking forward to, I would it's kind of weird. You guys are gonna hate it. I'm excited to watch the Portland Trailblazers.
Okay.
Mm.
I know.
You're gonna put on your beanie to watch that, or
yeah, I do.
Yeah. pull that
Look,
flannel on?
they're leaning in because they do also have some injuries, but Scoot Henderson isn't playing. It's Drew Holiday, it's Tumani Kamara, it's Shaden Sharp. They did their extensions for those guys. It seems like they're like leaning in on this being at least the next few years for them. So I'm excited to see how they look together. That team could be really good defensively, which I'm really excited for. I think they have a lot of intriguing bigs too, between Hansen Yang or Young Hansen, Donovan Clingan. They also have the option of like Robert Williams will eventually be back for them. I think he's injured right now. So there's just a lot of functionality to what they can do. I don't know how they're going to score a lot of points. That's more of a Shaden Sharp question. I think that's more of a Denny Avdia. A Denny Avdia question. But I think it's a really intriguing team. I think it's one of those teams that, we kind of talked about this a couple months ago, but I feel like they have a little surprise to them. They could upset in the Western Conference, maybe make it to the 8th seed if things really go well. So yeah, I'm excited to see how Portland looks out the gate. Yeah.
I like it.
Not a fun pick. I know. Boring. But Portland.
It's fine.
I'm not bored by that.
It's
I like it.
basketball. It's the first week.
Yeah.
We don't know anything.
Anything is possible here.
We don't know anything.
And it's worth saying that they're going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They are. Yeah.
You'll get a great look at what that team looks like without
Mike
Nickeil
in
Alexander
the
Walker.
Mike in the chat. I think
And-
he's injured right now is the title of the Robert Williams story.
Oh.
It's
Poor
true.
guy.
It's
Time
true.
Lord,
True.
man.
With a
Remember that?
break chapter for Boston.
Mhm.
That was great.
Yeah.
Championship.
There's a couple of injuries throughout the league that's kind of taken the life away from this first week a little bit. No Darius Garland, Cat's out. There's
That
a
was
few
going to be
guys.
the pick that I
Pat
had.
and Mitchell Robinson are out.
Yeah,
tonight.
and Josh Hart. And Josh Hart might be out for a while, according to Mike Brown. So
Yeah, that's
I
Mm.
don't love that.
Jalen
Don't
Brunson
love that.
MVP odds going up.
yeah. Unless they don't win. Zena.
Yeah. I had chosen over the weekend that I really, really wanted to see the Cavs and the Knicks because that is the Eastern Conference Finals potential matchup. But yeah, with all those injuries, it kind of sucks. So I'm actually going to be on their same boat. There's 2 games I want to see. I am particularly interested to see what happens with Dallas after what I just saw happen with Houston.
Yeah.
Like we all thought maybe the Monstars approach, which by the way, I had completely forgotten that the Monstars were actually truly the Nerdlucks. Like I just remembered that. Did you guys know that? Their team name is actually the Nerdlucks.
no,
Wait, what?
Like yeah, I just
aren't
looked,
they the
like,
Monstars? They were.
They are they are. I literally looked this up recently because someone like tweeted about it, and they were like, "Yeah, the Monstars are the Nerdlucks," and I was like, "What the hell are the Nerdlucks?" And like I looked it up, and that apparently is the name of that team. But they were like,
Is this the second Space Jam?
I couldn't
No.
tell you, but
Well, wait. But this is kind of like a little bit of like maybe a Voltron situation, or like they went from the Nerdlux, they
To
became
the
the
Monstars,
Monstars.
yes.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
they
yeah,
took the
yeah.
powers. Yeah.
Yes,
right,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely
was
forgotten
predicting-
that portion.
Tech oligarchs, actually.
Oh, interesting.
I'm just joking. I have no idea.
Damn it. Dave, you know I'm naive.
Hey,
Oh man,
That was too good. Okay. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah. So the Mavericks being the Monstars and seeing what just happened to the Monstars, but Houston still being able to like lead for a majority of that game, finding a very clunky way to do it. I am curious how they're going to do that against San Antonio. So obviously the Cooper Flag Wemby thing is like box office,
yeah,
but
Wemby was the
I'm
other thing.
I wonder if we
particularly-
see a bunch of zone, honestly.
right,
out of the
and that's
Mavericks,
exactly right. I'm very curious as to what like Dallas is going to do to adjust for the fact that they do not have ball handling, and not a ton of outside shooting. And then the other game I'm interested in, and this is basically just because I'm very curious as to what's going to happen with Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey's going to go up against one of the best defenses in the Western Conference in the LA Clippers, and I want to see like, does it hold up?
It ain't
Is he
gonna go well.
learning? I just, that's what I'm saying. I just want to see what does that look like.
earlier?
Yeah.
Kind of took
So
the wind out of my
I'm
sails.
curious. I'm very intrigued by because if he does have a pop of a game,
Yeah.
now everyone's going to be like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
turn your head," you know. So
Yeah.
those are my two.
You guys,
were we supposed to give you two?
No, I just
you just had it.
was.
You had
I
two.
just had
Oh,
to.
you just
Yeah.
well prepared. Okay.
how about Brooklyn and Charlotte on opening night? Just feels like
You're sick.
Let's
You're
run
sick.
it out. What are we doing? This is one of the first games of the season, NBA. Brooklyn and Charlotte.
They're basically, you know what they're doing?
can't give
It's
us
a
a
busy
week.
night. It's a busy
Yeah,
night, so
they
they're
think
just
they're
like
gonna hide
hiding
it.
that game.
Same
Yeah,
night.
they think they're
Same
gonna
time.
hide it.
It's the same time as Cavs Knicks, though.
Yeah.
They're hiding. They're hiding that.
They're
game.
Just
hiding.
an
They're like-
insane.
Two teams. We want to like sweep them under the NBA rug
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
week.
Yes,
Let's
exactly.
get them out of here. Yegor.
Pretend they did not play a game.
Amazing.
Thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look, for me, it's again, I said this on the pod the other day. Hawks Magic. I think that this is they're with the changes the Hawks have made. I believe in them. Obviously we need to see them. And I like what Orlando has done. I think Desmond Bane just makes them make a lot more sense. And I think Goga is primed for another great year for them.
Can he
And
play? I would love for him
this
to
will be
play.
the thing. He
Goga.
will unlock a lot for them if he can show up. But I just think that they're kind of fighting for that next spot, which could actually put them in position to make the finals. This Cleveland and the Knicks are not guaranteed. Like, we were already talking about Karl Anthony Towns missing time. Like, injuries affect every single season.
Mhm.
And, I do think that Orlando and Atlanta, they offer these like differing styles also. Orlando is going to be a powerhouse defensive team, I think, if they're really successful this year. Their offense is a mystery. Whereas Atlanta, if they're great, it's going to be because that offense is just untouchable. So I think it's going to be a fun matchup. I don't know. I'm probably lower on Orlando than you guys are. And I know I'm higher on the Hawks than just about everybody. But I'm not sure. Have you guys thought much about them?
I think it'll be a work in progress for the Magic. I don't think it'll be like right out the gate, and it'll be funny if it will be right out the gate and they're
That'd be
just
crazy.
10, 12 in a row.
Yeah.
But I think it will be a work in progress for them. I think Paolo and Franz are definitely not used to having a guy who can create like Desmond Bane does. It'll take a little bit for them to realize like, hey, there's that guy there that's shooting 42% for his career. We got to pass him the ball. So I don't know. I think they'll be good out the gate, but will they be dominant? We can be contenders. I think it'll be a work in progress. I think we might be talking about them in like January versus right now type of thing for Orlando,
I didn't even. That's a really good pick. I was thinking we were just talking about like tonight, opening night, specifically, but I absolutely think that both the Hawks and the Magic are probably the most question mark teams in the Eastern Conference. That the question mark could become an exclamation mark really quickly. You know what I mean? And so I think That's a great pick. If I could just add one more, Denver Nuggets, Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
One, because we just want to see what the Denver Nuggets are about in general, but the Golden State Warriors, they get that win on opening night against the Lakers, and you're already seeing things that excite you. The continuation of the Jimmy Butler phenomenon, where Batman can rest while Robin goes out for 31 points, 16 of 16 from the free throw line. Awesome. But you're also seeing other things that are really great too. Jonathan Kuminga.
Yes.
6 assists, goes 4 of 6 from the 3-point line. If he can shoot that shot consistently, that changes the entire geometry of their small ball lineup and what they can do, what they're capable of. And then the fact, like, Draymond Green played 28 minutes last night. Why? Because now Horford can come in and give you 20 minutes, right? And so I'm just trying to see, like, what is the reality of this Golden State Warriors team? And Denver will be a perfect opponent to be able to test the legitimacy of that. Because let's be real, the Lakers did not look like the Lakers we've been kind of imagining all off season.
Yeah.
And so it's a good win, but I just don't know if it really tells you something or tells you enough.
The Lakers were basically perfect versions of like what this Warriors team can attack and exploit, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
no athleticism.
Absolutely.
Even the bigs that they have aren't like these ultra aggressive, incredible rim protectors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton, not like an incredible rebounder, had 6 rebounds in 30 minutes yesterday. Like, I think that was the exact type of team they could expose. But to your point about Kuminga, that was actually going to be one of my picks too for this. Is just I'm so excited to see this version of Jonathan Kuminga. Again, it was a really ideal matchup for him, but I thought he was moving off the ball well. The number that popped out to me was the 6 assists. So like, he's not just holding on to the ball now and pounding the air out of it and like, I'm going to get to the post and try to score. It's okay. I got to the post. I've drawn 2 defenders. I can kick it out to Brandon Pajimski for the 3, or I can kick it out to Steph, or like these split actions that they run. He can be a part of it now. I think the broadcast said they want him, the Warriors want him to play like Sean Marion. That is the perfect version of Jonathan Kuminga.
I like
if
that.
He can be even 60% of Sean Marion, which is a lot. Sean Marion's a great basketball player. But yeah, that's the exciting thing about JK for me, for sure.
I gotta say, telling to me that I started having camera difficulties right after I talked about how bad that Michael Jordan segment was, but I won't back down. I will not be silenced.
That will happen. That'll happen to you, Dave. That'll happen. This matchup last year would have been like a premier matchup, but now it's a lower tier matchup. But Sixers Celtics, it's gonna be weird. I would say is where I would start. Embiid is gonna play, which is exciting. No PG in this one. We don't know when PG is gonna come back, but this is gonna be a really weird Celtics team. And I've been saying this. Like, if a team wants to lose games, the easiest way to lose games in the NBA is
not
have a bunch of third bigs on your team, or third or fourth bigs on your team to play the first and second spot. And that's what the Celtics are doing. And so I'd love to see we'll get to see tonight. Like, what is Joel Embiid really made of? Because he gets to play against Luka Garza tonight. We get to see him. Like, he could put up monster numbers. And if he does, I think that's great. If he doesn't, I'd be a little concerned.
He'll probably be on a minutes limit, I'm assuming, of some sort.
Yeah,
hey,
but he should have 40 in 25 minutes.
Yes.
I mean, if he's not cooked, he should have 40 in 25 minutes against the Celtics.
It's a good test. It's a good test. And it's like a good way to ease into the season for him. Just to see like what kind of condition is Embiid.
If you were to tell me that Joel Embiid is going to play on opening night for the Sixers 2 months ago, I would have told you to shut up. I would have said, no way, not possible.
Wow, disrespectful. Shut up.
Shut up is crazy, ass.
The basketball player is going to play. No,
I just would be very surprised.
No, I would say if you were telling me he's going to play on April 1st.
Right. That's a shut up right there.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
And shut up.
Yeah. I mean, look, and he looks a little lighter. I think that's a good sign, but I don't know. I need to see it. I mean, it's Paul George is another like this. I mean, the Sixers, man, I don't know. Celtics, at least their weirdness kind of makes some sense. Like, they had to, once Tatum blew his Achilles, and we kind of knew that the teardown was going to come anyway because of their tax situation.
Mhm.
And they still got to move a guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sam Hauser or Simons.
It's going to be a weird year in the East, especially. The West is going to be a bloodbath, but the East is going to be.
There's a lot of mid in the East.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of,
But is that is that a room for opportunity, right? Like, is this a year where like an East team could swing a trade
That's right.
and swing their chances?
maybe
You guys know
like-
who I'm thinking about right now.
Who?
your Toronto Raptors.
No, I'm not thinking about that.
Who are they trading for?
I know.
We already did
you
our
know what?
minute. We already did our minute.
Yeah, we already did the minute. The real team for that is probably the Hawks. Because I think they have tons of picks. They have like the Pelicans Bucks pick that they got gifted this summer. They also have young talent.
Who would they get? Who would they go out and get?
don't know.
This is
like
where
I think Lowry Markkanen would be perfect for them, but that's I
Like
don't know
10
if that's
teams.
necessarily the guy they're going for. Also, Lowry Markkanen would be great for the Pistons, who are another team in that like middle pack.
That one I'm
could
very
take them.
into. That
Yeah.
one I'm
Yeah.
very into.
I like that a lot, especially because he would work well next to Cade, and like the 3-point shooting, the spacing, the cutting, all that would be awesome. One of these East teams probably should trade for Lowry Markkanen.
I like that. I think it should absolutely be the Pistons, because when you start to really break down what's going on in Detroit, I'm a little worried because they have some extensions to handle.
Yeah, they have to pay their guys soon.
They are going to slow pedal these because are they worth paying? We just don't really know yet.
Yeah.
dodged a bullet a little bit with Malik Beasley. Don't know. Like, I mean, he was out of his mind last season.
Yeah.
And he was about to get a huge extension.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, outside of Cade and Asar, who are we most confident that they're going to be a part of this Pistons core in the next 3 years?
I
Duren.
think Jalen Duren. Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
Jalen Duren.
Jalen Duren.
Then who?
That's
that's kind of their three.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not committing to Ron Holland yet. Although I kind of like what Ron Holland provides, but I need to see
Ivy.
more. Ivy, I don't know. At all.
What about Ivy? That's
I think Ivy
the injury
this
situation?
season is the make or break season for Jaden Ivey, because he needs to prove that he is either additive to what the Pistons do or does not match and does not work with what they want to do on both ends of the floor. So if things don't work, then yes, I could see a trade situation where, all right, Utah gets Jaden Ivey and picks and, contracts and whatnot, and then Lowry Markkanen comes in on the other side. Something like that would make a lot of sense to me. I don't know. I like the Pistons to be a team to make a trade, because I liked how they played against the Knicks. I think their defensive identity is good. I think Cade is a guy who's just can go toe-to-toe in a playoff series against a lot of players in the Eastern Conference. You have an opportunity here to make some noise in the East, especially we just talked about it. It's wide open,
Yeah.
To me, I don't want to talk any trades until I see these teams. Like,
of course,
like I
I
feel it's hard for me to even like think about what could Atlanta do. They could be amazing. They could be amazing without, any additions already. Maybe Nickeil Alexander becomes their Lauri Markkanen. You never know. I mean, I might be a little too optimistic, but that's why I'm always like, I don't know. Let's get at least a few games out.
Yeah.
And the Hawks have a huge traded player exception, $25 million. So they've got some financial flexibility to go out and make some moves.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to go back just briefly to last night. I want to talk about OKC.
Okay.
Andrew.
Which I never finished my point on Houston, by the way.
Which one?
Because we had to talk about the painted courts. I just
I'm so sorry.
Either way,
I didn't mean...
no, you're good.
It was big
I
news.
completely forgot.
We've been all over the place.
It was
we have.
But you already forgot about Hall & Oates.
We're excited.
I was never on Hall & Oates. I think you were on
Oh
Hall
my
&
gosh,
Oates.
it's so good.
But please hit OKC. Hit OKC.
So no, with OKC. Okay, so the shooting last night. We saw this last year, right? You can slip into the zone against them and wait for them to try to shoot their way out, and they're gonna shoot. They don't make shots. How are they? Like, how long is it going to be before Jalen Williams is back?
I mean, I would anticipate he's not out for more than a couple more weeks.
Okay,
That's good.
So-
they'll be fine though.
how can they mitigate when the shots aren't falling the need to get a bucket? Like they just cannot just expect to shoot their way out of it, which they didn't really do last night.
No, they have a pretty wide margin for error.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they had it in the playoffs. They shot terribly from 3 in the playoffs. And they were still able to win. So they have that. The games that they shot the worst in last year, they won. There was a game where they shot below 20% from 3. They still won it.
Yeah.
And it's really just because they are such a great defensive team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They can just turn you over. We saw that last night. The case of
And
Wallace,
Shea.
especially in the third quarter, was amazing. And then Shea's shot making down the stretch.
Mhm.
There's really not much you could do. And so I do think that they have that margin, but they're also Chet being a guy that can score 28 is huge for them.
Yep.
I want to see more AJ Mitchell because
Me too, man.
he played
Yeah.
15 minutes or
Mhm.
16 minutes last night. He scored 15 points. And he was spectacular. He scored in multiple ways. He hit threes. He took a ton of threes.
Defense.
Did he even
Yep.
play in the second half?
Not much.
Not
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
no.
okay, I
A
can't
little bit in
remember
the
if he-
third quarter.
But
I
it
would-
was an eye-opening performance.
I'll just say this on the OKC front. I don't think they should be afraid to experiment. And by the way, Mark Daigneault is never afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should be afraid to experiment at all this year and just try things to find more offensive versatility for themselves. Because if there was one thing from the playoffs that you could glean and take from their run was, all right, sometimes you can get a little one-track minded where it was, all right, J-Dub, drive, attack a closeout, let's get a shot. Shea, ISO, let's find a shot. That was really the source of their half-court offense. If they can find ways to diversify, and that's why I love Chet with the variety of shots that he got last night, made so much sense because coming off of cuts, working as a dribble handoff hub, all of those aspects of the game kind of feed into what OKC needs from their half-court offense. I like that they're trying to throw more lobs. That's something I saw Mark Daigneault say too. I need them to diversify their offense more, and I feel like that just experiment this year. Just try things. AJ Mitchell, to your point, Chet being a hub for bench units, have J-Dub come out and run stuff. Hartenstein more as a dribble handoff hub. Just try different things to get more options for yourself offensively, because sometimes you're the defending champs. They got the scout on you guys when it comes to everybody knows Shea wants to go a different direction or a certain direction. He still gets to a spot though, but because he's the MVP of the league and he's going to do that. But it comes a point in time where you need some sort of variety, and they need that,
When it came to the zone yesterday, I thought it was strange that they did go away from Chet flashing into the middle, because he had so many
Especially in the
successful
first half, he
buckets
was
from
awesome.
that. Yeah, exactly. It felt weird that they just started shooting outside. Jay Will was putting up shots, and I get it. They were wide open, and those are shots that they typically hit. But I definitely thought that was one thing that was missing. And to your point about the diversification, I really liked Isaiah Hartenstein being more of a passer. I mean, he was the one that was able to get from the short block, the lob to Chet. There was a in transition pass that was almost there, but I don't think Alex Caruso was ready for it. But Isaiah Hartenstein is a much better passer than we give him credit for, and being able to showcase that as well, especially with the high-low working of Chet moving around on the back line, I think that could be a really cool thing for them to explore more too.
Yeah, I think that outside of probably Nikola Topic, he's probably the best passer on the team. I think Hartenstein is.
Hartenstein, yeah, probably, yeah.
He's super talented, and he's another guy he's still developing his game. I know that there's a desire from him to expand his game. He took 1 3 last night. He airballed it.
Couldn't believe he missed those back-to-back floaters last night.
I know.
Right.
That was shocking to me.
Yeah.
That
He was kind of push-shotting it. It was
weird.
Yeah.
That's there was something in the air last night with the shooting from OKC.
Wait, Andrew, can I ask you a question about Shea?
Mm-hmm.
So my thought was that Shea was being more passive than I would particularly love for him to be, particularly in the first half.
Yeah.
And as you just mentioned, he gets to a spot. I literally wrote I was taking notes throughout the game. And I think it was Jamal Crawford that was patience, works out, whatever. Patience basically when Shea wants to get to a spot, he gets to a spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I just saw a comment like, "Oh, if Amen was there down the stretch, he stutter stepped, stood up, Amen, and went in and got a bucket." Right. So I don't even know if Amen was out there. Sure, it might have been a little bit slower, but I still think he would have gotten to his spots and figured out a way. This evolution of his scoring throughout the course of a game is something we've seen, where he can be quiet in the first half and then take off. Has he ever spoken to that? Like why he kind of waits to take over versus sometimes we've seen the games where he just takes over from the jump. Like has he ever said anything about that? Or is that something that you've also noticed as well?
Yeah, we ask him about it a lot because he'll go through spells like this where he'll kind of let his teammates, and a lot of it really was, and he talked about just the way that they were defending him at the beginning of the game, just showing to the ball. And he's a guy that is not going to force things necessarily to begin the game. He said that he didn't want to be stubborn to start the game, and so in most cases that's going to pay off. Lou Dort's not going to miss all 8 threes in most games.
Yeah.
Jay Will's not going to miss 4. Like between those guys, they were 0 of 12. Between Jay Will and Dort, those guys aren't going to shoot like that. For the most part, so they'll be rewarded for that play in some spots, and then that just kind of opens everything else up. But when they miss those shots, like everything seems to like close in around you, and so he did have to force the issue later. I thought. And with the Amen piece, like I get that thought. Like, yes, there were moments where Amen did a really good job on Shea, but also the temptation of Reed Shepherd being out there down the stretch, like the temptation to hunt him, because like everybody was taking turns hunting Reed Shepherd. It was like Aaron Wiggins had a monster dunk.
Lou Dort with that spin move.
Lou Dort with the spin move. It was just like gifts being given just by Reed Shepherd all over the place for the Thunder. But then down the stretch, they're playing zone and they would get Shea to the side where Reed is. And it was just like, let's hunt him. And then it became like these like long jumpers and he missed a few of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was, like you kind of stop playing the game and then you go like pure ISO because like, you can cook this guy.
And you can't do that in the zone either. I mean,
it's
really tough to do that in the zone.
It's really tough, but I think that having Amen out there would have lent more to them playing their game is really what I mean, rather than just like, hey, there he is.
Yeah.
Kill him. Like that's kind of the way that it played out down the stretch. And it ended up working out for the Thunder. But by the way, that's going to be a problem for the Rockets is the whole Reed Shepherd experience. But
yeah.
He's not ready.
He's so small. And
also, look, guys, the other thing is it was versus OKC. He came off against the Hornets. He will do it against
who doesn't?
You know what I mean?
I'm not giving up on Reed. I'm not giving up.
I'm not either, but I'm also not saying that in 3 years he won't be crushing at like Partizan or Red Star or Fenerbahce or Bayern Munich. Or one of these
You're
big
already there.
Clubs. The problem though is that he will have a hard time because they also don't like small guards who can't guard. Right? It's hard being a small guard.
What about Mike James,
who can't play defense. Do you feel like he
don't know? I don't know.
I mean, listen, Mike James, you got to go be Mike James.
Yeah,
right? Like
James.
Mike James is really, really good over there.
He is.
Can he go be Shane Larkin? I don't know. I mean, look, I've seen the tape on him and he looked great. But he is so small in the NBA and he can't stay in front. Like he can't stay in front. Like it's not even just that he gets moved out of the way. He legitimately can't stay in front. And Shea is like he's not the quickest guy. I know he's got a great first step, but he's so smooth. But you're smaller than Shea. Like the one thing you have to be able to do is just stay in front. And he was getting cooked. And it wasn't like he wasn't trying. Like I'll give him, like, this is not a situation where it's a small guard who's not competing. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have that in his game. Offensively, whatever.
It's not even that Shea is not the problem. It's the fact that Lou Dort and Casey Wallace.
Well, yes.
We're like mostly spot up
Yeah,
guys.
very.
Yeah.
You know, they both have a little bit more to their game than meets the eye. But for the most part, these are not guys that are going to beat you off the bounce.
Yeah.
Whenever those guys see him and they're like, let's go.
That's
That-
the other
and-
experimentation angle for OKC. More Case and Wallace. More opportunities for Queso to kind of create some shots for himself. I like, obviously, he's baseline, very good 3-and-D player, but just experiment, try stuff.
Yeah, they will.
He was great.
Yeah, he was very good. Okay, thank you so much for listening to this edition of the Morning Shoot Around. We're going to do this every week, so come hang out with us. Every Wednesday, we'll continue to break things down. We'll have some more gimmicky things on this show.
Retire Jeff Green's jersey.
Who? The
The Sonics. How about the Sonics? When they come back, retire Jeff
played
Green.
1 year. He played 1 year. You can
a
give
great
this one up. If you bring this up, I'm kicking you off the pod. Okay,
Yeah.
we can't do this anymore. We can't
This
do this
is-
anymore.
Oh,
right.
that's funny.
I like
Sergi Baca too, by the way.
It was a
Yeah.
good icebreaker for the show, though.
Yeah,
I will say you did get me.
Thank
I was a little down. You got me warmed up.
Sergi Baca. Let's include.
Yeah, but okay. Like you can talk. We can have a.
I can talk you into Baca. Okay, there we go.
We can have a conversation.
Are the
about
Raptors going to retire Ibaka? Now, if I was S,
He
if
is
I was going
beloved.
to answer
He's
as S,
Nick Collison-y for us.
Oh,
I would have
stop
to.
it. Oh,
I would have to say, who are the Raptors not going to retire? Like, is Emmanuel Quickly already a legendary Raptor?
Come on. No way, man.
Scotty Barnes.
Emmanuel Quickly. By the way, all these
retired his
contracts that are
jersey yet?
coming out, that Emmanuel Quickly contract looks wild.
Yeah, it was wild the day they signed it.
it does get
What
worse.
did-
Though.
No, but it's exasperated by the good contracts being handed out.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but it was man, it was really bad day one.
yeah, Ibaka, come on, Thunder legend, all-time
And-
block
and-
leader.
That feels like an
yeah,
easy one.
maybe.
That feels like an easy one.
I'd lock it in. Maybe
We'll see.
I'm a hard sell. On
I'm
these
all
guys.
for over retiring. Like, sure,
Oh, so like you're cool with the Miami Heat retiring Michael Jordan's jersey?
sure, yeah.
That's
why
so
not?
lame. That's lame.
Yeah.
We're gonna
lame.
retire your jersey right now, S. All right. Thanks so much for listening to the show. Hope you guys enjoy it. Join us live. You can comment. Would love to hear from you guys, and we'll talk to you guys again next week.
Bye.